Today, I want to talk about art and a common idea that many people have, that art must have meaning. Whenever we see a painting, a sculpture, or piece of music, we immediately ask, what does this mean? What is the message? What is the artist trying to say? We have been trained to believe that art without meaning is empty, that it must have a purpose to be valuable. But what if this idea is actually limiting us? Today, I want to explain why searching for meaning in art can drain us, control us, prevent us from experiencing art freely. When we look at art, we feel pressure to understand it. If we don't get it, we think we are not smart enough. If there is no clear meaning, we assume the art is bad. But why do we need to get it at all? Art is not a puzzle that must be solved. Art is experience. Imagine watching a sunset. Do you ask, what does this mean? No, we just enjoy it. The same should be true for art. Instead of trying to understand it, we should simply feel it. When we focus on meaning, we stop experiencing. We use our mind instead of our emotions. Great art should move us, not explain itself. The idea that art must have meaning is not natural. It is something we are taught. Schools, museums, critics, and art market tells us art must express something. Art must tell a story. Art must have a deeper meaning. But who decides this? Society does. And this leads to control. If you make meaningless art, people say it's bad. If your art doesn't send message, people ignore it. If your art doesn't fit to a political or cultural idea, people criticize it. Instead of creating freely, artists start making what is expected. Instead of feeling art, we try to analyze it. In the end, art stops being free and becoming a tool for control. What if we let go of meaning? What if we just create it without trying to say something? What if we just experience without trying to understand? This is where zeroism comes in. Zeroism is the idea that art does not need meaning. You don't need to explain why you make art. You don't need to find deep message in every piece. You don't need to turn art into a product or statement. Zeroism rejects the idea that art must have purpose. Instead, it allows us to create and experience freely, without pressure, without rules. When we stop forcing meaning onto art, we can finally see it, feel it, and enjoy it for what it is. Art does not need meaning. It only needs to exist. When we stop searching for meaning, we stop feeling for pressure. When we stop explaining, we start feeling. When we stop controlling, we start creating. Zeroism is not about rejecting art. It's about freeing art from meaning. So, when you look at painting, listen to music, or watch the dance, don't ask what it means, just experience it. This is the true power of art.